Why, hello everybody. Welcome to week 12 here in Correctional Systems. We're at the three-quarter point for the semester. Things are going to start going really fast after this. So let me get out of the way and we'll talk about what we've got going on this week. First, this week we're going to be looking at Chapter 10 on parole and release to the community. Get your exam review together and start working on it as you watch the video, read the chapter in the book. Then submit that exam review discussion. You probably want to do your follow-up post to chapter 10 before you take the exam, because the exam is going to be covering chapter 10. You also need to do your follow-up post for chapter 9 discussion. Again, for this class, I had all but one student make a 100 on the discussion boards. Get that one more. I'd just love to get everybody to get the discussions correctly. So we're getting very close. With that said, we've got the third exam. If you did very well on the first two exams, do the same thing. If you did not, let's work on your study habits, take good notes, and so forth. Also, remember that you've got to take that quiz before the exams, a visible quiz on chapter 10. Retake all the quizzes because they're going to be on the exam. If you had a problem with it, retake the quizzes and learn the material. Know the answers to each one of the quizzes that were covered by this exam. Then you will need to take your exam, open your exam notes first, put all of your exam reviews into one document. That way you don't have to search through 3 different documents. You've just got one. Open your book in advance. Answer every question first, then look up answers so you don't run out of time. And I think that will help you. But again, if you did well on the exam, do exactly what you did last time. Now, the only other thing I've got to talk to you about this week is it is time to register for the spring semester. So this spring semester, registration opens up on November 11th. You will be able to register then. Most of the criminal justice classes do not fill up in the spring semester. They fill up in the fall, but not the spring. But you still want to register early, just in case. And then if you've got core courses you need, while they've got multiple sections, some of those sections at the particular time you want it may fill up. So please go ahead and register on the 11th. You don't have to pay that day. So, but you kind of get your stuff secured until whatever the payment due date is, and I'm not sure when that is. First, let me talk about what we've got. We've got 2 different online classes. We've got Introduction to Criminal Justice and Court Systems. These are both in both our AA and AAS degree plans. Introduction to Criminal Justice looks at all 3 areas of the criminal justice system, starting with the police and law enforcement. Then we look at the courts, where we adjudicate the cases that were filed by the law enforcement. And then finally, we look at the corrections, which occurs after the courts have found someone guilty. Then they go to the corrections system. So it's a broad look at each one of these areas. Now, court system just looks at that middle section. We've also got police systems, and then, this course, the correctional systems, that look at the other areas that are covered there. We have 2 different internships that are available. If you're in the AAS program and you are not going to the police academy, you will need to take both of these internships. And we've got a working relationship with several agencies. Alvin PD, we've had interns in Manville and Angleton, League City, Clear Lake Shores. I've had intern at the Advocacy Center. Now, I've also got career officers that have taken the internships where they work, and there are too many of those agencies to name. The thing about this, if you plan on taking the practicum, you need to get with me now, because we got to start working to get you into an internship. It's not something you just sign up at the last minute. They've got background checks they've got to do. They've got to get an approval and so forth. So get with me now so we can get you set up. Now we'll talk about the face-to-face classes. We offer 3 classes on Mondays and Wednesdays, and 3 other classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Monday, Wednesday classes starting at 8 a.m. We've got criminal investigation. We look at all aspects of criminal investigation. You don't write a research paper in this class. You will process a crime scene and write a report on that in lieu of the research paper. You don't present the paper to class because you didn't write one, but you do testify in a moot court. So it's fun. It can be a little scary for some, for most, but it's really it's well worth it. I think it's a good experience. Then we've got police system. That's looking at that first section of that criminal justice system. You do have a research paper in that class, or as an alternative, you can do a ride-along program with one of the area police agencies, the Sheriff's Department, one of the municipal police departments, and write about your experience in that. And the next one we've got is legal aspects of law enforcement. We don't look at the laws, we look at how you enforce the laws. When can you search? When do you get a search warrant? What's some case law? What's the, basically looking at the Code of Criminal Procedure type evidence, and then again, a lot of case law in this class. We don't write a research paper in it. You do 2 different case reviews of Supreme Court decisions or Texas Court of Criminal Procedure decisions. And that's going to be on Mondays and Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Now on Tuesdays and Thursdays starting at 8 a.m. we've got juvenile justice systems. We look at all aspects of juvenile justice systems. The book's got a couple chapters on the criminology. I took those out and replaced it with Texas juvenile laws. We got a free handbook from the Attorney General's office on Texas juvenile laws, so it doesn't cost you any more. We spend about 2 weeks looking at them, and while the criminal laws are the same, how we handle the juveniles is different. So we'll look at that. It's kind of an eye-opening experience for many people. Starting at 9:30, Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have Fundamentals of Criminal Law. We spend a week in there looking at the Model Penal Code, which the Texas Penal Code was based on, and then we spend the rest of the semester looking at the laws in Texas, all the penal laws. And you get to spend a lot of time with Bonnie and Clyde. And then finally is the correction systems. That's this course, so I'm not going to spend any time talking about that. Well, again, if you've got any questions about what you should register for, please send me an email. I will look at your degree plan. I will send you a copy of my kind of simplified version of it so that you can figure out exactly what you need to take, and we can kind of go from there. That's all I've got for you this week. I'll talk to you again next week.